good evening, and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 117, and I wanted to share a story called The Contest. A long time ago, before any people from other parts of the world tried to settle in the Americas, there used to be a contest that was held once each year. And every species of animal was invited to come and see if they could win the contest. Now, you can imagine all the talents. Every animal, every bird, reptile, amphibian, all of these animals, they all have unique gifts, unique characteristics. And at the contest, the animals would come and they would each do the thing that they were best at. They would show their prowess. And during this contest, all the animals would gather round in a big circle, and each animal would come out one at a time and do what it was best at. And there were some amazing things that would go on. I mean, bears climbing up into trees until the tree would bend to one side and the bear would tie it in a knot. Rattlesnake would come out and show how far it could lunge if it ever needed to. Eagles would fly so far up into the air and still be able to make out objects that were a great distance off. Fast runners like deer or pronghorn antelope. Incredible, trail making abilities like the bison or the elk. And you can see how some of the species of animal, the things that they were best at would overlap to a certain extent. Now, I've heard that during these contests, the animals, each time when one of the animals would go out and show what it could do best, the animal would stand back and say something like this: "Strength, strength, strength, strength. Wasn't that strength?" And all of the animals in unison would reply back, "Strength, strength, strength, strength. That was strength." They were all encouraging each other. They were always trying to find the best in what each one did. And it was said that during that contest day, any disputes were laid aside, any conflicts, any competitions, besides to see who was the strongest, all was laid aside. Kind of like the Olympics. Well, every year, it was either an old man or an old woman that won the contest. They would come out and they would go around that circle and they would praise each one of the animals for what it had done best. It wouldn't do anything other than that. Well, the animals felt so enlivened by that positive view that the human had of them, that they were filled with this feeling of love and appreciation, support for who they were. And once that older person, older man or older woman, had gone around the circle, all the animals knew that the human had won once again, because there's nothing as strong as love and appreciation. Well, this went on for a very long time. And each contest, the human would win, and then everyone would go on their way, and things would go back to normal. It was quite a showing of the diversity of life and the amazing talents that each individual had. If you get into observing nature, you will see for yourself how amazing the different species are. Now, many people will look at something and be like, oh my God, and run away from whatever it is because it's too spooky looking. Even though it might be only a half-inch long, I've watched people go running out of a river because they suddenly realize that there's some insect larva underneath a rock. But if you really want to see some amazing creatures that you could never think up on your own, I would say diving in the oceans. There are some amazing individual species that fill a unique niche, and because of it have a physiology like you could never imagine. Anyway, the contest went on and on for a very long time. No hindrance. Each year, all the animals left feeling better about themselves and the rest of the life that they shared the planet with and where they had come, generally. And this went on for a long time until what I heard was not only did an old woman show up to the last contest that was ever held, but some young man showed up. And from what I understand, he was either driving a bulldozer or carrying a gun or maybe doing both. I can't remember which. And he thought, I'm going to show all those animals. I'm going to show that old person that thinks their love and appreciation is so cool. And from what I heard, he got on his bulldozer and just started knocking trees down and tearing up the earth like you can't believe, thinking that was strength. And then from atop that bulldozer, he supposedly started shooting at animals and showing that with his, well, very powerful gun, he's able to shoot things dead, and considered that strength. Well, I think we know that really isn't strength. I think it's a sign of inability to be in harmony with the rest of the life that we share the planet with. It's destructive, not strength. And there is a difference. And I think as we travel around day to day, it's important to reflect. Are we loving? Do we appreciate? Can we appreciate and love more? And the things that we think are strength perhaps aren't at all. Okay? That's the story for the day. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a good rest of your day or evening, whatever it may be.